All right, guys, Jeff Newman here, and today I want to go over the dumbbell pullover, also some other options including pull-ups or lat pull-downs, depending on what equipment that you have. I just want to give you some more options just in case you have more equipment, and I want to go over proper form so you're feeling it in the right muscles. So this week we're going to be doing dumbbell pullovers or a pull-up. What that's targeting mostly is the lat. The lat is right under that armpit there. It goes into your back down here. Okay, so you should be feeling this lat working on these exercises. So for the dumbbell pullover, if you have a bench, I'm going to show you how I like to do this one. I like to go back on the bench like this. I like to go diamond grip with the dumbbell. Make sure I have a little bend in my elbows, but they're going to stay bent at that angle. I'm not actively bending and straightening them like a tricep extension. I'm going to take the weight back behind my head to get that stretch in the lat, and then I'm going to bring it back up. Okay, so what I'm essentially doing is as I'm getting down, I'm stretching that muscle here, that lat, and then I'm using the lat to bring it back up. Okay, so do the best you can to try to focus right here to feel that stretch and to feel that muscle working to bring the weight back up. Now, some people don't like the diamond grip. You can also go grabbing the ends of the dumbbell and then do the same thing. Bring it back behind the head and then come back up to about eye level. Back behind the head and come back up. Now, if you don't have a bench, you can also do this one from the ground. Same thing. You just limit it on your range of motion here, but it's still effective, okay? So take your dumbbell. If you're going from the ground, I would grab it from the ends and then do that same thing, bring it back behind the head and come back up. But if you do have a bench, try from a bench because you can get a little more range of motion, a little bit more stretch. Now, some other options instead of the dumbbell pullover, if you have them, I'm going to shoot my camera over here, are actually doing pull-ups. I always include that. Let me shift my camera up a little bit. Is that okay? Yeah, that's a little better there if I can hang it there. All right, cool. So actually doing pull-ups is another one, but I've got a couple other options. I've got a lat pull-down if you have access to a machine like that, and I've got an assistance band for the pull-up. So lat pull-down, for mine, I got to go to the ground here, but you're going to essentially do that same stretch to get that stretch overhead with the lat pull-down, and then pull it down and come back up, pull it down, come back up. That's definitely not too much weight for me, but you would obviously add more weight to make it more difficult for yourself. All right, I just wanted to show that option if anyone has access to that machine. And then other options would be doing actual pull-ups. So hanging from the pull-up bar, if you can do that, pull yourself up and come back down. You're using your lat to pull yourself up. If you have a pull-up bar and you can't do pull-ups, what you can invest in on Amazon, they're super cheap. I think it's like 20, 30 bucks for a pack, are these assistance bands where you can put a knee or a foot all the way in, and then you're going to grab onto the pull-up bar, and that's going to take some of your weight off to make the pull-up a little bit easier and maybe a little bit more doable for yourself. All right? So if you do have a pull-up bar, I would suggest getting these anyways because they're a great tool. You can also use them, give me 1 second, like a lighter one here, and I can hook this up and actually get somewhat of a lat pull down here if I bend over and then pull it down like this and come back up. So these assistance bands are great to have around. Again, I think they're like 20, 30 bucks on Amazon. All right, so I just wanted to show some different options. If you don't want to do the dumbbell pullover, if you want to get better at pull-ups, all these exercises are targeting the lat, especially going overhead with that lat. Okay, dumbbell pullover goes overhead. Lat pull down, you start overhead. Pull-ups, you're obviously starting overhead. Okay, so take your pick depending on what equipment that you have and if you want to try out something new. All right, let me know how that goes. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them here and I'd be happy to answer them.